Hello students, I am Saranya Babu from Department of CSC AJIET. We have already seen the conditional statements, its syntax and the examples for it. Now our next topic is based on the looping statements. We have to start with the basic concepts of loops. So you all know the meaning of the word loop. Now how it is going to help us in this C language, in C programming, how we are going to make use of the looping statement, that is what we are going to discuss here. So initially, why we need this looping statement in our C language? So just assume a state where we want to print a particular message for n number of times, say for 5 times. Okay, if we want to print a message for 5 times, normally what we do, we will give the printf statements 5 times, or we'll just use single printf statement, and using /n we will have that message repeated messages. But assume that if you want to print a message for 100 times, or if you want to print a message for 1000 times, is it possible for us to use that many printf statements in our program? No, it is going to be a tedious task. So instead of that, we can make use of these looping statements. Okay, so this is where looping statement comes into picture. Now in today's class, I'm going to discuss about which are the basic types, three types of loops, its syntax and example for it. Okay, so initially, we have seen this. Suppose if you want to say that you want to execute a statement for 5 times, using printf statement is going to be difficult. So that is how looping statement, it is going to help in executing one or more statements up to desired number of times. Now the three types of loops which we have is while loop, for loop and do while loop. We will see each type, its syntax and example in detail, starting with while loop. So the while loop is going to execute a set of statements until a given condition is true. So obviously in this looping statement, we are going to check a particular condition, or we are going to check a particular expression. If it is true, then the loop block statements are going to be executed. Otherwise, it will come out of the loop statement. Let's see while loop. If you see the syntax there, on the slide you can see the syntax. Using the keyword while, inside the bracket you are going to give the expression or the condition which you are going to check. If that condition is true, then it comes inside that flower bracket and it is going to execute statement 1, statement 2, etc. inside that while blocks. Suppose if the expression is false, it comes completely out of that while loop. It will not execute that statement 1 and statement 2. So only if the expression or condition is true, then only it is going to execute that statement 1, statement 2, or it will get inside the while block and it is going to execute. Okay. So we'll see the flow diagram for it. As you can see in the diagram, it is going to test an expression or a condition. If the condition is true, body of while loop will be executed, and you can see there the control is again going to be given back to that test expression. Means it is again going to test the expression, or it is going to check the condition. Again, if the condition is true, again the body of while loop will be executed. Again it goes back to the test expression. So this is what you mean by loop. It is going to execute repeatedly. The same condition is getting checked, and the same loops or the body of the while loop is getting executed multiple times based on that expression or condition. Now, if that condition is false, it is going to exit the while. This is what you mean by while loop. Okay. So we'll see one example. Program to display a message 5 times using while statement. As we know, when we start with the program, we have a looping variable there, int I equal to 1, and you can see as in the syntax, we'll start with the keyword while, and in the bracket we are going to give the condition which we are going to check. So here we have given the condition as I less than or equal to 5. That means 1 less than or equal to 5. Initially when we are executing, I value is equal to 1. So int I equal to 1 means we have initialized I variable with value 1. So initialization is done. It's coming to the while loop. It is going to check the condition. Is it? So I hope it is clear. So inside the while, it is going to check for the condition. The condition is while I less than or equal to 5. Initially I value is 1, 1 less than or equal to 5, condition is true. So it comes inside, it is going to print welcome to C language once, and then you can see the next statement is I equal to I plus 1. That is, you are updating the value, updating the variable value. What was the present value? It was 1. Now it is going to be I equal to I plus 1 means it is going to be 2. So again it goes back to the while condition. It is going to check while 2 less than or equal to 5. If it, okay, again it is true, again welcome to C language will be printed and I gets incremented to 3. So it keeps on till 5. Okay, while 5 less than or equal to 5, welcome to C language will be printed, I will get incremented to 6. Now my value is 6. So if it goes back to the while condition again, when it goes back to the while loop, it is going to have the condition as while 6 less than or equal to 5. Now here the condition fails or it is going to be false. So what happens? It completely come out of the while loop. It will not execute welcome to C language. It will directly come out of the 1. Understood? So that is why we have that welcome to C language printed 5 times. We have not used 5 printer statement. Instead of that, we have made use of the while loop. Using that while loop, I have displayed that message 5 times. So similarly, we'll see the next looping statement that which we have is our for loop. Again, for loop is also used to execute a set of statements repeatedly as long as a given condition is true. Now see the syntax. You can see there in the syntax we have made use of the keyword for, and inside the bracket you can see initialization, condition and updation. So there are 3 expressions inside the for. Expression 1 is initialization, expression 2 is condition, expression 3 is updation. So how for loop works is initialization will happen once, okay, as how we have seen in our previous while loop. Int I equal to 1 we have given, right? So same thing we will give it inside the for. We are going to initialize, and next we have the condition to be checked. In our previous example we have given I less than or equal to 5. That was our condition. So similarly you can give the condition over here. After the condition, then you have updation. Expression 3 is updation. So what is that updation? In your previous example, we have seen that I equal to I plus 1, changing the variable value. You are updating the value. So that is what we mean by updation. So all the 3 things, that is initialization, condition, updation, you are going to give it inside the for. And each of these expressions are separated with semicolon. It is very important to put the semicolons between initialization, condition and updation. So if the condition is true, now how it works is for initialization will happen, condition will be checked. If the condition is true, statement 1 will be executed. After statement 1 is executed, it is going to the updation part. And then again condition will be checked. If the condition is true, again statement 1 will be executed. Again the updation occurs, again the condition will be checked. So this is how the for loop is going to work. So you can see the flow diagram. In that you will have an initialization statement. After that you are going to test the expression. If the expression is true, body of for loop will be executed, and then immediately it goes to the update statement, and once the updation is done, again it is going to test the expression. So it is going to continue like this. Okay. Now once the expression is false, the condition is false, it is going to exit the for loop, and then it goes on with the remaining part of the code. So this is the picture or the flow diagram or the flow chart of the for loop. If you see the same example which you have seen previously using the for statement, for loop statement, if you want to see, you can see there int I we have declared, or else you can directly initialize it inside the for int I equal to 1, that is also fine. I equal to 1. Okay, next second is I less than or equal to 5 means that is going to be our condition. After that I plus plus. I plus plus means you are updating the value of the looping variable. Okay. So initially your I value is set to 1 for I equal to 1. Okay. Now what is the condition? I less than or equal to 5. What is the value of I now? 1. Why? Is it 4? 1 less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. It will print welcome to C language, and then I value get incremented to 2. Okay. Again 2 less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. Welcome to C language will be printed. Again update the value to 3. So it keeps on doing this until it becomes I value becomes 6. Okay. Till then it keeps on printing this. Okay, so that is how again we are going to get this welcome to C language message for 5 times using the for loop statement. So important thing is about the syntax, how we are using. Syntax is very important for each of this looping statements, how you have to use it. Now the next type is the do while statement. Now we have already seen while statement. Now what is do while statement? See, do while statement, the difference between while and do while is, in while statement you have seen in the syntax, first you are testing the condition, right? If that condition is true, then only your statements are going to be executed, which is inside the while. Correct? Now, in do while, as in the syntax you can see, initially you are not checking any condition there. You are checking condition at the end, or the expression at the end. You can see the syntax here. It starts with the do keyword, that means do the particular statement or execute that particular statement one, and then there is the expression while expression. You are checking that condition, whether that condition is true. So in do while, what happens is, it is sure that at least once that statement is going to be, or the body of do while is going to be executed. Whereas in while statement, you cannot assure that the body of while statement is going to be executed at least once. Suppose if the while condition was false, it is going to come out of the while loop. But whereas in do while, you can assure, or you can be sure that at least once that statement or that body of the do while is going to be executed at least once. Why? Because initially you are executing the statement and then you are checking for the condition. So that is why do while statement is called as post testing, means you are testing later, whereas while it is pre-testing. First you are testing and then you are executing. Okay, so do while is normally used when we do not know exactly how many times a set of statement has to be repeated. So initially once we'll execute, then we'll put the condition. Okay, so that is how do while statement is going to be used. Now we'll see the flow diagram. You can see here, you have first thing you have is body of loop, not the condition. First you have body of loop, then you have the condition or the test expression. If it is true, again go back to the body of the loop, again test expression. Once it is false, it is going to exit the do while loop. Okay, now same way, if you want to display a message 5 times using the do while statement, we will start the same thing, the program. We will have indi equal to 1. We will initialize the value of looping variable with 1. Then we have our do, keyword do, and inside what is the what is the body of do while statement here? You want to print the message welcome to C language, and immediately after that you are incrementing it. So initially, without checking any condition, at least once this welcome to C language will be printed, right? So initially when we are executing, it happens, and first is initialization, then comes do, printf welcome to C language, it will be printed once, then I value is incremented to 2, then it is checking while 2 less than or equal to 5. Again it is true, go back to do. Again the statement will be printed, it gets incremented to 3, keeps on doing until 5. Okay, so this is how we are displaying the message 5 times using the do while statement. So I hope you all are clear with the basic syntax and how to use those looping statements in your program. Very important thing is, please be careful with the syntax of these 3 looping statements. Please go through the looping statements, its syntax, example, how to use it, the flow diagram, everything is important, and we'll see more examples in detail. Okay, thank you.